Okay. Okay. Give 1 second. I'm setting my screen up. Yeah, good now. So we completed chapter 1 in our previous session. So if any of for the new participants or someone who have missed this, I'll give an overview. So this helps us to know what happened or what is happening in the chapter 1. I'll quickly go over this, and after that I'll give a summary of chapter 2, and we'll get into the verses for today. So this chapter, the chapter 1, this is just the background of Bhagavad Gita, how Bhagavad Gita started. So Krishna hadn't spoken in this chapter. Krishna starts speaking from the chapter 2 onwards. So this is just the background information of how Bhagavad Gita started. So I'll quickly cover. This chapter has 46 verses. It starts with an inquiry of Dhritarashtra to Sanjaya. Dhritarashtra, who stayed back at home, so he's inquiring, he's asking question to Sanjaya. So my sons and the sons of Pandu who have assembled to fight on this battlefield, what did they do? He puts a question. It sounds like a simple question, but there is so deeper meaning to it. His cruel intentions are evident in this question. So we looked at that in our previous sessions. Right? So Sanjaya, who is along with Dhritarashtra, he starts narrating what had happened on the battlefield. So he says, Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana, looking, this is our like scene, like movie starts. When the movie starts, the focus will be on one person, right? So here the focus is on Duryodhana. So Duryodhana on the battlefield, he was looking at the Pandava army of the Pandavas. He was quite surprised to see how these Pandavas were able to arrange such a huge army. And the commander-in-chief was Drushtadumna. He's the son of Drupada. So looking at that, he was quite anxious. He goes to Dronacharya and talks about, look at this Pandava army. This is nicely arranged by son of Drupada, that is Drushtadumna. And he tries to incite anger in Dronacharya. And he also tries, he instance here Duryodhana, he tries to incite anger in Dronacharya. And he's also comparing the armies, like Pandava armies, and tries to compare the Kaurava armies. And he also glorifies the commander-in-chief of Kauravas and all the great warriors of the Kauravas. And he also sarcastically speaks to Dronacharya and sarcastically glorifies Dronacharya and Bhishma. He wants to make sure these two people don't favor Pandavas. They put their real efforts in conquering or fighting the Pandavas. That is the reason he's trying to incite anger in the Dronacharya and Bhishma. So Bhishma Deva, who was also present, he couldn't able to hear this guy anymore. He started blowing the conch shell, indicating the Kauravas are the aggressors on the battlefield. So Bhishma Deva blew the conch shell, and all the Kaurava party, they all blew their respective conch shells. After that, that is the time our Krishna or Arjuna, along with Krishna, they enter into the battlefield. So they stopped at the location and they also blew their conch shells. Entire Pandava army blew their respective conch shells. That made a huge tumultuous sound that shattered the sound Pandavas made, that shattered the hearts of Kauravas. They were almost dead just by hearing the huge sound of Pandavas. Well, God himself blew the conch shell, God himself made the huge sound. Of course, that would shatter the hearts of Kauravas, adharmic people here, right? And at that time, Arjuna asked this question. Arjuna wanted to see who have assembled on the other side, on the side of Kauravas, who are all the kings supporting this adharmic person, Duryodhana. So Arjuna wanted to see. So he requests Krishna, Krishna, please take my chariot so that I can see everybody. So Krishna very tactically, strategically takes the chariot right in the middle of the battlefield where Arjuna could see two people, only two people, that is Dronacharya and Bhishma. Dronacharya and Bhishma. So our Krishna, he would have taken the chariot right in front of Duryodhana or Karna. So if he does so, Arjuna would have fought with anger, animosity, hatredness. Krishna doesn't want that. Krishna wants Arjuna to fight like a karma yogi. That's it. So that is the reason Krishna also has a plan that he has to speak Bhagavad Gita. So he takes this chariot right in the front of Dronacharya and Bhishma. So looking at them, Arjuna lost his composure. He was quite compassionate because Dronacharya is Arjuna's teacher and Bhishma Dev is Arjuna's great-grandfather. So looking at them, he was overwhelmed with compassion and he was quite shivering, trembling. And he gives 4 reasons why he doesn't want to fight. In this chapter, this is how the chapter ended, where Arjuna is saying, I don't want to fight. He left his bow and arrow by saying this word, I don't want to fight Krishna. Right? So, so he gives various reasons. So first reason is very much compassionate, various bodily symptoms appeared. And second reason, he says, Krishna, I don't see any enjoyment fighting here. I don't see any enjoyment. He was compassionate about others. Now he's thinking about himself. I don't see any enjoyment just by fighting here. Okay. And the third reason he gives, if I fight, I'll get sinful reaction. Now he's speaking a philosophy or karma philosophy. Sin is different. Sinful reaction is different. Right? We looked at in our previous session. Sin is different. Sinful reaction is different. So Arjuna is quoting quite philosophical terms here. That I'll get sinful reaction if I kill them. I'll get papa. I need to go to heaven, hell. Right? So those are the reasons he was giving. And he also says fourth reason, like, I'll be the cause of destruction of the whole Kaurava dynasty, right? What will happen to the woman? What will happen to the current generation? Who will protect the current generation? Who will protect the future generation? He was totally perplexed. He was in great anxiety. His great Gandiva bow was slipping from his hand. He was totally grief-stricken, and he decided not to fight. So that was the first chapter. And we'll go on to the next chapter. Chapter 2. This chapter is titled Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya means intelligence. Sankhya means that which has to be understood through intelligence. So what is that which has to be understood through intelligence? It's about our own nature. Krishna is going to talk about our identity. Who are we? Are we body? Are we soul? What is our duty in this material world? Right? So he's going to give a glimpse of our identity, Atma Tattva, and also he's going to briefly speaks about Karma Yoga and also Gnana Yoga. And he elaborates Karma Yoga in 3rd, 4th, and 5th chapter, because Arjuna asks the questions and again. Arjuna wants to run away from battlefield. He doesn't want to fight. So Krishna makes sure Arjuna fights. Krishna makes sure Arjuna fights like a karma yogi. So that is the reason Krishna has to speak karma yoga until 5th chapter. After that, Arjuna got clear understanding. Okay, I need to fight. No other escape here. So he fights like he decided to fight at that point. Right? So, so we'll see what is in the chapter. I'll give a gist of this chapter, Sankhya Yoga. This chapter also starts with a message from Sanjay. Here Sanjay is speaking to Dhritarashtra. So in the previous chapter, how it ended, Sanjay is saying Arjuna decided not to fight. So in this chapter, Sanjaya says, looking at Arjuna, who was totally dejected, Krishna spoke following words. Krishna starts speaking. That's what Sanjaya said. That is the first verse in the second chapter. Right? And then the first message of Krishna, the first message of the Supreme Lord starts. So we are all eager to hear what Krishna had spoken, right? So Krishna doesn't start, we all know God is great. God is so merciful. God speaks very nicely. God is soft spoken, right? So, but in Bhagavad Gita, in this verse, in the second chapter, first verse of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna spoke, that's a chastisement. He chastises Arjuna. He yells at Arjuna, what's going on with you, Arjuna? This doesn't befit you. This doesn't befit you. You are a Kshatriya. You are a Kshatriya. This doesn't befit you. You got to do your duty. And you're speaking like a impotent person. He uses a strong word. You're speaking like an impotent person. I will, when we'll go into that, we'll analyze and see why Krishna is saying that. But you're just for the sake of this one. So he is saying, Arjuna, Krishna is saying, you're speaking like an impotent person. At this point, your duty is to fight. How these impurities have come into your mind. Krishna chastises Arjuna. Then Arjuna says, he counter-argues. Arjuna counter-argues. It's like when parents are instructing, the children will counter-argue, right? Same thing happening. So Krishna is chastising here. When parents chastise, children also counter-argue, same thing. So when Krishna is speaking here, when Krishna is chastising, here Arjuna is giving a counter-argument. He says, Arjuna says, how can I kill my own teacher? How can I kill Bhishma Deva, who is my great-grandfather? How can I kill Bhishma and Dronacharya? They are worthy of worship. I should worship them. I should worship them. Better for me, Arjuna is saying, better for me, I'll go and beg on the streets. So until now, he had a different plan. He wants to run away. And now he's saying, I'll go and beg on the streets, but I'll not fight here. And he gives few other reasons. And that time, and he says, Krishna, I'm totally confused now. What is my duty at this point? You tell me. I'm surrendering to you. Arjuna is saying, I'm surrendering to you. I'm accepting you as my teacher. You teach me. You tell me what is right for me now. What is my duty at this moment? So we always have this. Now, when we are confused, right? So that's where we learn from others, like what is my duty. So same thing is the situation with Arjuna also. He wants to know what is his duty on this battlefield at that moment. Okay, Krishna gives a nice smile. So until now, Arjuna was his friend. Arjuna was his friend. Arjuna was thinking Krishna to be his friend. Now Arjuna accepted Krishna as his teacher, spiritual master. So it's not a friendly relation. It's a relation of guru and teacher now. So now Krishna gives a nice smile and started speaking. So Krishna gives the ABCD of spirituality. Krishna talks about ABCD of spirituality. Any subject matter, if you want to learn any like English, any language, English or any other language, right? So it starts with like letters, right? A, we start with A, B, C, D, I, E, whatever. So in various languages. So here Krishna's ABCD is like quite philosophical. He starts with Atma Gnana. He talks about the soul. He talks about the soul. So here Krishna want to dissipate the confusion of Arjuna. Arjuna was quite compassionate. He is thinking like when he kills the Kauravas, Arjuna was thinking like he will kill their bodies. That was his assumption. That was his confusion. When I kill Dronacharya, he will be gone forever. That was the that was the mindset. That was the thought process of Arjuna. Krishna is going to clear that. Krishna says no. Right? Krishna starts with the message, Atma Gnana. What is Atma? What is soul? So he says, you think you are going to kill them, but they're not going to be killed. They are soul. They are souls, and their soul is eternal. Basically, soul is eternal. Right? And Krishna says, none of your weapons. You have so many weapons. You have Pashupati Astra and so many astras. None of your weapons would kill the Kauravas or Dronacharya or Bhishma. None of your weapons could kill. And he says, if you don't kill, Krishna is saying, if you don't kill, they're going to die anyway. Death is natural. Whoever takes birth has to die. If you don't kill, they'll get old and die anyway. Right? If not, some other enemy will come and kill these people anyway. Death is inevitable. Change of bodies is inevitable. No matter what, we all have to change our bodies. Okay, so whatever we have, this is an exterior covering. We are in the male body or female body or whatever body, this is just an exterior covering. When soul takes a birth, when the soul enters into the body, that's called birth. And when soul leaves the body, that's called death. But soul is eternal. Right? So changing of bodies is like changing of dresses. Today I wear this dress, green dress. Tomorrow I'll get white dress or red dress, blue dress. Every day we change different dresses. So similarly, so now we are in this body. We may get some features. Next life, we don't know. We may get different body, different features. It could be human body, it could be animal body. It depends on our karma. It depends on our karma and how we lived in this current life, and also how we live at the time of death. So Krishna talks about that later. That's too much philosophy. But anyway, so Krishna talks about like soul, Atma Gnana, the Tattva, real knowledge about the soul. So that's how Krishna wants to clear the confusion of Arjuna, that his action is a prescribed duty. When he does so, right? When he does so, he's not basically, he was thinking like he'll be killing, but he's not. Their bodies will be killed, their bodies will be gone, but the soul is there. Okay, so there is no reason, Krishna is saying, there is no reason for you to be compassionate towards these bodies. These bodies are temporary. So that's from 11 to 30. And Krishna again addresses the second concern of Arjuna. Arjuna is saying in the previous verse, he was quite concerned. He said, there is no enjoyment in victory. If I gain this kingdom, I don't see any enjoyment. Then Krishna starts speaking the Sakama Karma. Then from here, Krishna starts speaking the Karma Yoga, basically. So he starts speaking Sakama Karma. He says, you want to run away, you want to escape from your prescribed duty. That prescribed duty itself will give enjoyment. Krishna is saying, prescribed duty for you is to fight. That itself will give you enjoyment. If you win the battle, you'll enjoy the kingdom. No problem. If you win the battle, you'll enjoy the kingdom. No problem. If you lose the battle, if you die, you'll go to heavenly planet. There also you'll get nice facilities, better facilities than this. on the earth planet, right? So no problem. So either way, you win or lose, you have enjoyment. Don't worry about that. Krishna is making a clear statement. Don't worry about enjoyment. You will have enjoyment no matter what. Next, then he tries to tries to drive Arjuna towards Karma Yoga, basically. So Arjuna, in previous chapter, you said you'll get a sinful reaction. Okay, I acknowledge that. Now listen, I'll tell you a way. When you do your work, you will not get any sinful reaction. If that is your problem, this is my solution. My solution is work like a karma yogi. Do nishkama karma yoga or buddhi yoga. Detached work. You work for the sake of working without expectation anything in return, without expecting anything in return. Work as a selfless, do as a selfless service towards the Supreme Lord, offering the results to the Supreme Lord. Don't get attached to the results. Right? So we'll try to analyze, we'll go in detail, more in detail, how this karma yoga really applies into in our daily day-to-day life. So we'll see more examples of that. But that's what high level. So one has to work with Trividha Tyaga, karma, Katritva Tyaga, Mamata Tyaga, and Phala Tyaga. So we'll try to analyze that in upcoming chapters. So Krishna is saying, okay, you will not get any sinful reactions. You are worried that cutting a tomato will cut your hand. You're worried that cutting a tomato will cut your hand. Krishna is saying, you cut in such a way that doesn't cut your hand. You cut the tomato in such a way it doesn't cut your hand. Right? So use knowledge. That's what he's saying. Use gnana. So he's saying, Krishna is saying, work. Your prescribed duty itself is liberating. Work in such a way your work does not cause any bondage, does not cause any reaction. When you work like a karma yogi, any karma you do, there is no reaction. So when there is no reactions to our actions, then we are on the platform of liberation. We are on the path of liberation. Krishna is saying, when you work like a karma yogi, eventually, slowly, you'll come to the platform of a liberated soul. Liberated soul. It's like a gnana yogi. So Arjuna heard this word. You know, like when you work as a karma yogi, your mind will not be disturbed. You will be totally peace of mind. You'll be undisturbed by anything in this world. That is the stage of a liberated soul. Arjuna heard this one and he wanted to know more about. He wanted to, basically his idea is to run away from the battlefield. He doesn't want to fight. He wanted to come to the state where he can be nicely peaceful and happy, not doing his work. And that is the reason Arjuna inquires, I want to know more about a liberated person. How he sits, how he walks, what are his actions. So basically Arjuna wants to run away and try to be that person without working. And that's fine. We'll see how Krishna drives these overall things. But just for the sake of Arjuna, Krishna speaks about a liberated person, how a liberated person lives in this world. Like a Jivan Mukta. Even though he's living in this body, he's totally unattached. Just like a lotus leaf which stays in the water, remains unattached. That Krishna speaks about that in 5th chapter. Basically, how this applies to our life. When we know we are not this body, we are soul, when we have that gnana, and also take the message of Krishna that, of course, we are in this body, we are a soul, we are living, we are working. When we work as a karma yogi, we will be totally unattached from any reactions of our actions. So then we are on the path of liberation. So that is the message of 2nd chapter. So in the third chapter, Arjuna says, okay, if that is my end goal, I need to be like a Gnana Yogi, like a liberated person. Why are you engaging me into this battle? So Arjuna wants to directly climb the 10th, 100th floor. He doesn't want to go step by step. So Krishna is saying, you go step by step, then you'll get 100th floor. But Arjuna directly wants to go 100th floor without going to this process. So that's where Krishna has to give additional details of a karma yogi, what is a karma yoga and what is the process of karma yogi, right? So he speaks in 3rd, 4th, 5th chapter. Then Arjuna's confusion is clear. He's ready. So that is a gist of chapter 2. So this is a detailed overview. So we'll go, we'll see as we go. So we'll start our first verse, chapter 2, verse 1. Sanjaya vacha tam tatha kripayavistham ashrupurnakulesanam vishidhantam idham vakyam uvacha madhusudanaha. Translation. Sanjaya said, seeing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears, Madhusudana, Krishna, spoke the following words. So here Sanjaya is narrating, just to relate what is happening. So Sanjaya is narrating what is happening on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So Sanjaya said, in the previous chapter, Sanjaya said that Arjuna decided not to fight. So Sanjaya is speaking to Dhritarashtra. When Dhritarashtra heard this, when Dhritarashtra heard that Arjuna is not ready to fight, Arjuna doesn't want to fight, that gave a great joy. Dhritarashtra was joyful. He thought, if Arjuna is not fighting, that's it, and we are gonna win. We're gonna win this battle. We're gonna win this battle. So Sanjaya looked at this envious or cruel nature of Dhritarashtra, and he says now, Sanjaya says, okay, don't be too much elated. The game has not started yet. The game is going to start now. So as he's saying, Krishna is ready to speak Bhagavad Gita. The game starts now. So this is the insight of this verse. So what is the situation of Arjuna? Arjuna was totally depressed, he's totally distressed. His eyes were full of tears. Was totally dejected, sitting on the chariot. You can see like this on the picture. So that was the situation of Arjuna. And here Sanjay is saying, this is how this is when Madhusudana is addressing Krishna as Madhusudana. So let's try to analyze what is Madhusudana. So Madhusudana is a name of Lord Vishnu. He killed Madhu and Kaitaba demons, both the demons. It's not in the Krishna avatar, not in the Krishna incarnation, but in different incarnation. But when not in different, he as a Lord Vishnu, he killed both these demons. That is why Vasudeva, Narayana, or Krishna is called or addressed as Madhusudana. Sudana means killing. So he killed Madhu and Kaitaba demons. That's why he got the name as Madhusudana. Okay. So what does Madhu and Kaitaba represents? Madhu and Kaitaba represents Rajas and Tamas. Rajas and Tamas. So that is mode of passion and mode of ignorance. So we looked at this in one of our previous session, but I'll give a quick glimpse of it for the new participants here. So this Maya, material nature, consists of mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. So this Triguna, Sattva Guna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna we are a product of these three ingredients. We are a product of these three ingredients, not soul, but the body, material body. So that's why we are influenced by these three modes. Because of these three modes, we act in a certain way, right? So the food we eat, the living habits, everything, it's based on these three modes. The three modes, how to see a person in the mode of goodness, how to see a person in the mode of passion, how to see a person in the mode of goodness. We can see by their nature, the qualities, their actions, their emotions. A person in the mode of goodness, his mind is cool, he's happy, he makes right decisions, he's very planned, perfect person. We'll say like Mr. Perfect. He's Mr. Perfect, right? Happy life, Mr. Perfect, well planned, well lived. He gains knowledge and always happy. A person in the mode of passion, Rajoguna, the person in the mode of passion, Rajoguna, he's always anxiety, he's always in anger, he's always stressful, he's always confused. He does many things at many times. His mind is totally restless. These are the things we can see. Krishna talks about this in detail in upcoming chapters, but I'm giving a glimpse of it. But in the person in the mode of ignorance is always lazy, sleepy, tired, not doing his duties. So these are the things, these are the emotions by which we can understand a person's nature. He's in Sataguna, Rajaguna, and Tamoguna. Right? So Krishna, as Vasudeva, he killed Madhu and Kaitaba demon. That means he killed the Rajas and Tamas. This Madhu and Kaitaba represents Rajas and Tamas. So here Sanjay is saying the person who is going to speak Bhagavad Gita is not an ordinary person. He is Supreme Lord himself. He killed the Madhu and Kaitaba, and the Madhu and Kaitaba represents Rajas and Tamas in a person. And now he's going to clear the Rajas and Tamas of Arjuna. So that is the real meaning of it. He's going to clear the Rajas and Tamas of Arjuna. It is because of Rajas and Tamas, one is in confused state, one is anxious, one is perplexed, doesn't know what is dharma, what is adharma. He lives a horrible life, right? So that is a situation of Arjuna. He knows the dharma, what is dharma, adharma, but due to some circumstances, because of this this Rajas and Tamas, he was confused about his duty. Now Madhusudana, Krishna is going to clear the Rajas and Tamas from the Arjuna. Okay, quick life lesson. So Bhagavad Gita was spoken to dissipate the lamentation of a distressed man. So the distressed man is Arjuna himself. So what was the message Krishna spoke? That is Bhagavad Gita, to clear the lamentation. So Arjuna is lamenting for unworthy and unnecessary things, right? So that's where Bhagavad Gita helped him. So it is same with in our life also. We lament for many things, right? So this is the thing. When we don't have something, it could be house, a person, or a friend, or anything, any object of happiness. Like source of happiness could be some other person. When we don't have something, we desire for it. We want it. When we attain that thing, we develop attachment towards it. Again, it could be any object. You can put any object there. Anything will fit into this category. When we don't have something, we'll desire for it. When we have something, we'll develop attachment to it. This is mine. This is meant for my enjoyment. I can't live without this. That's called attachment. Right? When the object is taken away, then we lament, why this happened to me? Why this happened to me alone? Right? So we can put these things, we can frame like anything. It could be person, object, anything will fit into this category. When we don't have something, we desire for it. When we have something, we develop attachment to it. And when that is taken away due to karmic reasons, we'll see later. When it is taken away due to karmic reasons, we lament. We lament so much. Our degree of lamentation depends on the degree of attachment. How much, if you're 100% attached, there will be 100% lamentation. If you're 20% attached, 20% lamentation. If you're no attachment, no lamentation, right? So that is the thing. So that's where Bhagavad Gita helps. It gives a clear vision. What is the right way to see certain things? What are the things we need to be attached towards? What are the things we don't need to be attached? I'm not saying like, we should desire or attain attachment. These are all good. We need to have it, but we need to see the external things in such a way those doesn't cause lamentation in our life. When we go through lamentation, when we apply the message of Bhagavad Gita, things will be clear. That is the first thing, first life lesson. Second life lesson here: material compassion for body leads to misery and suffering. Spiritual compassion for soul leads to self-realization. So to understand this, I can take this analogy. If a person is going and walking close to a lake, and there is another person who is drowning in the lake, but that person wearing a nice suit and nice costly jewelry and everything, he's drowning, right? So this person is walking. What is his job? He should be protecting the dress of a person, or he should be protecting the body of a person. What is supposed to do? If he worry, does he need to worry about, okay, this person is wearing the costliest dress in the world. This person is wearing the costliest dress in the world. I'll go and protect the dress. Let him die. Is that a good compassion? No, one has to. Basically, we protect the body. This is secondary. The primary is the body. We help him from drowning. Make sure he's not drowned. He's out of this water, and he's in a safe zone, right? So we try to protect the body. So similarly, in our life also, this body is an exterior covering. The soul, we are actually souls. We are souls. We got this exterior covering. So are we too much worried or compassionate about the exterior covering? Of course, we need to, right? So more to that is secondary, right? Primary is we should be compassionate towards our own soul. Again, understanding who are we, why are we living, why are we going through this repeated cycle of birth and death. So when we gain knowledge, then our life will be happy. Then we are on the path of liberation that leads us to self-realization, when we are compassionate towards ourselves, our own soul. So another life lesson. So do I lament for things like promotion, appraisal, good scores, relationship, finances? Yes, everybody does. Right? So when we can put into these categories. When we don't have something, we desire for something. When we have something, we attach to certain things. And when that is taken away, we'll cry. Right? So it depends on degree of attachment. So these are the natural emotions we go through. So this is where Bhagavad Gita helps us to see how existing material things, what is the right way to see these material things. Okay, if I feel depressed, anxious, uncertain, sad. Yes, we all we're all depressed. We all go through this depression. If not today, just wait. Just we need to wait. Things will come. Just like Krishna says in this up in the second chapter also, like a second chapter, right? Just like summer and winter seasons, they come and go. Similarly, our happiness and distress also come and go. So when we are going through difficulties or distressful situations, like how do we see the things? So that ability That understanding will get through Bhagavad Gita when we learn Bhagavad Gita. So do I feel depressed, anxious, uncertain, sad? Yes, if I do so, then yes, Bhagavad Gita is for me. Okay, we'll go to the verse to second verse. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Kutastva Kashmalam idam Vishame Samupastitham Anarya Justam Asvargyam Akirti Karamarjuna. Arun Prabhu, you want to read this?
Yes, Prabhu. The translation, right?
Yeah.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets, but to infamy."
So in this verse, Krishna starts speaking. So Krishna is addressed as Sri Bhagavan. Uvacha means said, right? So Bhagavan, Lord, Supreme Lord said. Krishna is saying, Krishna is not speaking a soft word here. He's going to chastise Arjuna. Right? So he's saying, Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, how these impurities come to you, how your mind got corrupted. These are all not befitting, not at all befitting for a man like you who knows the value of life. It's like Anarya Justam. Anarya Justam. Arya means like he's a well-civilized person, well-educated person who knows the value of life, who knows the purpose of life. Anarya, you're speaking like who doesn't know these things. And Krishna is saying, so if you act like this, that does not lead to higher planets, but to infamy. Infamy. So we'll try to quickly analyze this verse. Krishna is addressed here as Bhagavan. So we covered this one of the session in Gita introductory course, like significance of Bhagavan. Who is God? Who can be God? What is the definition of God? So we'll quickly look at it. So it is in Vishnu Purana 6.5.47. It is said the definition of God is given. So we'll see people, if you ask a person, do you know God? He says, I don't know. Right? Some may say, I don't know. Or some may say, yeah, I know, but I don't see him. Right? So, or some may say, yeah, I know God, I am God. Right? So some people say, yeah, I'm God, worship me. And there are some people, I know we all know we are from Indian origin background. So there are certain people, they claim themselves as God. They claim themselves as God. They claim themselves as incarnation of the God. And there are people who get attracted to those people and do worship and everything they do. So our scriptures clearly say who is God, who can be God, what is the definition of the God. Okay. So God is someone who is wealthy, Aishwaryasya, who is full wealthy, full of wealth, is rich in wealth, is full strength, he's wealthy, he has good strength, he has good fame, he's all beautiful, he's all knowledge, and he's all renunciation. If a person is saying, I'm God, if a person is claiming himself as a God and he has wrinkles and old body, he's not at all beautiful, then he's not God. It's clear. He doesn't fit into this criteria. So God is someone who is always beautiful. So Krishna, during Mahabharata, throughout his life, Krishna lived for 120 plus years. As per scriptures, he lived for 120 plus years, but he looked like 16 years old. He looked like 16 years old. He was not at all old. So Krishna is always beautiful. The Supreme Lord is always beautiful, right? So Supreme Lord is all wealthy. If a person claims himself as a wealthy person, again, are you all wealthy? Are you the richest in the world? So that criteria also unchecked. He's also rejected, right? So one may, Bill Gates may be the richest person in the world, but now Jeff Bezos, Amazon person, he's the richest person. He'll be the richest person for some time again, like after 5 years, 10 years, 50 years, 100 years. We may not be in this planet. So there will be another person who will be the richest person in the world, right? So that it's not permanent. People change. No one can say I own everything. No one can say I own the entire city, state, or country. No single person can claim that. Right? So because everything belongs to Supreme Lord, that's why Supreme Lord is all wealthy. Supreme Lord is all strong. Supreme Lord incarnated and performed many things, right? So he does the creation, destruction, and he lifted mountain. Many pastimes he has seen, and no one is as strengthy as the Supreme Lord, and he's all famous throughout the Vedas, Vedic literatures. It's all about the glorification of the Supreme Lord, right? That's why he's all famous, and his names and pastimes are heard everywhere. Up to date, we are in 2023 and still learning about the Supreme Lord. He's all famous, he's all knowledgeful, he resides as Paramatma in the hearts of everyone. He knows the past, present, and future very well. He's all renunciation. Why? These are good, but renunciation. Despite possessing all this, he's renounced. Despite possessing all this, so he's renounced. So these are the 6 opulences of the Supreme Lord. So this is a definition of the Lord. God is someone who is having all these opulences, all these qualities. So coming back to our words, Krishna is addressed as Bhagavan. So we looked at who is Bhagavan. So Bhagavan is someone who possesses 6 qualities. Criteria is in full, not 1%, 2%, 10%, it's 100%. Bhagavan is someone who possesses all these 6 qualities in full, 100%. Okay, again, coming back to our words, Krishna is saying, how come Krishna is really surprised looking at condition of Arjuna. Arjuna, before the battle, he was so enthusiastic, he was ready to fight, he was ready to kill. He himself took the bow and arrow, he mounted the arrows, he ready to shoot. He asked Arjuna, he asked Krishna, take me, I want to see, I want to kill. And he was and to his surprise, Krishna, to the surprise of Krishna, like Arjuna, the condition of Arjuna surprised Krishna. And he gave a big surprise to Krishna. That was not expected of Arjuna. Arjuna is not an ordinary person. He's well versed in scriptures. He knows what is dharma and adharma, but he was in that situation. And he's saying he was surprised to see the impure thoughts. He, in the previous chapter also, we looked at, he's talking about dharma, adharma, and he was totally confused, dharma to be adharma, adharma to be dharma, and he was thinking too much. He was thinking too much that about the current generation, future generation, what will happen to my current generation, what will happen to my future generation, what will happen to the bodies, current bodies, they're gonna die forever. So he knows. It's not like Arjuna doesn't know, but his mind got polluted in that situation, right? So it's good for us. So it's because of that, maybe it's because of Krishna's arrangement that we got Bhagavad Gita, right? So we are all into that situation where we are all in the difficulties, confused state, perplexed state. So that's where message of Krishna helps. So here Arjuna is referred to as Aryan. Aryan is someone who knows the value of life, purpose of life. Okay, I think I'll quickly cover this and we'll end the session today. Shloka 3. Klaibhyam masma ghama pardha naita tvai upapadyate kshudram hridaya dhaurbalyam tyaktotishta parantapa. Translation: O son of Pruda, do not yield to this degrading importance. It does not become you. Give up such weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of enemy. So Krishna is really, really serious here. Krishna is saying, Arjuna, to be impotent. You are behaving like an impotent. This is not you. Give up this weakness of heart. Get up and fight. So I'll try to quickly finish. Just a background story. Arjuna, he had a curse. He went to heavenly planet, where he wanted to be with Urvasi. Then Urvasi, he was seeing Urvasi as his mother relation, and she cursed him to be impotent and lose his manly nature. So that time, Indra also says like, okay, her curse will be true, but only for certain time. So during the time of exile, like Agnatavas, like final 1 year of full Agnatavasa, that time Arjuna, he taught dance. At that time he was that person, important person. So Krishna is referring to that, like, are you still that person? Are you still that person? This is not you. You're not that person now anymore. You're temporarily, you are that person, but you're not that person anymore. So give up this weakness of heart. Get up and rise and fight. Okay, I think I'll stop here. We'll continue our session next week, so where we'll look at verses 4, 5, and 6, and we'll continue our discussions on these verses. I'll stop my screen here. So today in this session, I gave an overview of chapter 1 and also a glimpse of chapter 2, the flow of chapter 2, and the relation between chapter 1 and chapter 2, and also how the chapter 2 started, and a few verses where Krishna had spoken. He chastised Arjuna, looking at the condition of Arjuna. And we'll see what happens next in our next session. So thank you all very much for attending this session. And if you have any questions or realizations or sharings, we can take now. Thank you.